Good evening, retro gamers. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves. Another busy night for me, but now that's it. I'm off. All about coding for the next couple of days. I had to play around today with the a new compiler. Let's turn that music off. Yeah, I've been getting recommendations to try out Z80asm plus, and so that's what I've done. I'll just get rid of that sigh in a second. There we go. Yeah, so I've done a couple of things. For one thing, I changed the size of the window. I better sort that out. There we go, that's a bit better. I don't think I'm going to stick with Z80asm plus for now until I do Spectrum next, because Pasmo appears to do everything I need, but I looked into how to do it and I did it. So I'll quickly show you what I did. I created another ASM file called maketap.asm, and I can just reuse that on any project I'm making. Just rename these, just relabel these two variables. So instead of the Pasmo command, now you would do sjasm plus what was it now? I think you literally just do that and then maketap.asm. This is the reason I don't like it. I get this warning here: will not contain data from 5B00 to 5E00. Is that the contained in memory? I looked at the spectrum map. I think that comes just after the color attribute memory. It's loading very slow. Yeah, so I don't understand what that warning's about, but it compiles and works. And I also changed, so that's now created Spikie.asm, Spikie Nightly. .asm, and I've started using. Oh look, that didn't load anything. Let's change that to s.tap again. Oh, it's loaded. There we go. I'll have to hide the chat box when I was in two minds about having a chat over the top of it, but it looks a bit bad. So yeah, I've got ZX Spin, another thing I was recommending, because now we can link up the debugger eventually. Oh, you got me. Right. I also was looking at them teeth. And I had the same problem where I'd got the wrong amount of bytes, so the animation looked awful. But now it's correct. But I actually think my rubbish drawing looks better than them ones. So I'll try that out quickly. Oh, I can't multi-comment anymore. God's sake. See, it's supposed to work. So I've had problems with the extensions all of a sudden. So I can't multi-comment anymore. I can't do block comment. I've tried lots of different things here. Oh, this new mouse is not good. Flipping, what the hell is it doing? So that put everything into uppercase. This actually happened before I'd done any of this new compiler or anything like that. That looks interesting, doesn't it? I guess I'll just try and install in everything other than that. Did it work? I just deleted it. What the hell? It's trying to do it like Visual Studio, I think, now, and I've forgotten how to do that. Flip it out. Wow. Control K, Control C doesn't work either. It's literally nothing. No, Tuesday's the one in the day. Hi, Micro, by the way. I'm just struggling because I've lost the ability to do block comment suddenly now. It's been a right pain in the visual code at the moment. I've tried everything. You can see in the bottom the key codes I'm trying. That Control K was pressed. I've tried now Control C. It doesn't do anything. Control U. Tried so many. It's a real bummer if that doesn't work. From the menu. Is it? Oh, can I set it up? Can I? Okay, so look, Control K. I've done that. That's what I've been pressing. Try that then. Why would delete line be Control Shift K? I tried what it was actually telling me to do though with them two in combination. It didn't work. But that might work now. No. Try both. I don't think there's a menu in edit. But look, they've got key map here and keyboard shortcuts. Toggle block comment. Reset. Shift Alt A. It doesn't work. Control K, Control slash. Ah, forget this. Hi, Fractal Mike. It's going great, except for I've lost the ability to do block comment. All I wanted to do was switch these two sprites around. Probably have to give up on that idea. I've tried using Z80asm. Been recommended that quite a few times. And that involved me making this file here instead of having the end. So I've done that and it works, but I get this warning that save tape file will not contain data from 5B to 5E. But it does work. And then I'm using ZX Spin, so it takes a bit longer to load. But apparently we'll be able to use the debugger with this now. Yeah, we were getting all these glitches, I remember now. I can't remember what it was I added to make that happen as well. Because it's usually the last thing you add that is the problem. I've got a feeling it's something to do with them nodes. Level 2 nodes. I think that's what I added last. Having a debugger would be very nice. Knowing how to use it obviously would be crucial. I mean, I just uninstalled the debugger. I had it here, but I'm having a problem with the block comment. Do you know what? I'm going to have to just uninstall this and get it back. ASM code lengths. Let's just try it without. Can I reset? Oh, look, you can just download key maps. It even shows it in here though. Block comment. Control K, Control slash. Tried it. Also tried toggle. Neither worked. Let's try it again. It doesn't work. Control K. Control slash. Nope, nothing. Weird, because it was absolutely fine this for 2 months, and then suddenly over the last couple of days I've had a whole multitude of problems with it. I'll try with just that one installed, but I really can't see it working now just from doing that. No. I used to have that Notepad++ key map. Control Shift K, so this should work now. But it won't. Nope. Control Shift Q. Doesn't seem to work. I've tried almost every combination I can imagine. I've tried the VS Code way, I've tried the VS Studio way. Shut down, restart. I've done that quite a few times. Yeah, I might try Sublime if this is going to carry on like this. Wish you could roll back the updates, because I did do one recently. Maybe. I mean, I'm all about a streamlined workflow. You know, I don't necessarily want to be using more than one. Maybe I'm just not seeing the advantage of doing that, but I can't think of one. I've got Notepad++ installed on my system, but like nothing, no plugins with it or anything. It's a shame, because I had a great idea of why that ball throwing AI logic was not working. It's because I was comparing Bob, finding the nearest character, but there's only one character in there, of course, so I should have, if there's only going to be one, I should have made sure it was going straight to him. But I don't want to get stuck into coding. All I want to do is comment. You know, you can't do anything without commenting. I'm going to try opening another folder, like another project. Still no comment. Oh no, indent. Oh shit, that works. I can block indent. That's a completely different project now. I was just trying it in there just in case. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know. Looks like I'm forced to go onto Sublime now just to hope that that works. But you see, I'm lost without block comment, really. Because what I wanted to do immediately was to change the the sprite. I've got two in there, you know, one's commented out. I want to switch. So it'd take absolutely ages to go through all of them. It's quicker to download another text editor almost. So that's what I'm doing right now, is downloading Sublime Text Editor. I've used this once, like about a year ago, I think. Didn't get on with it immediately and then went back to Visual Studio. Oh, it says it's already on the system, but I'll install a new one over the top. Say goodbye to Visual Studio then. I don't think VS Code did like me. Okay, neat and tidy so far. It's just blank, isn't it? Nothing getting in the way there. That's a shame you can't see the menu on the other one. You were able to. Theme, color scheme, sorry. Key bindings, importantly. Open project. Oh, you've got to have actual project file. It doesn't open just a folder. There must be a way of opening a folder. Open folder. Is there the same sort of thing on this? Sorry, let me project. Add folder to project. Okay. At the moment, surely I need like an assembly extension, yeah? Syntax. There we go. Yeah, Z80 is not on here, not surprisingly. Oh, Open command palette. Where is command palette? Sorry, I'm brand new to it. I've never used it. Like maybe for 5 minutes one time I used it. Color. Open command palette. I'm looking through all the menus now. I'm not just sort of sitting here doing nothing. I've went to syntax and obviously Z80 isn't there, or assembly. Layout. So extensions are not built into the app. Do I have to go and seek them? Tools, command palette. Thank. Oh, right at the top there. Sorry, dude. I see it now. What would you want me to write in here? To find a plugin, could I? Or to change the key bindings? No problems. I can find it out. It's alright. I thought you might have known straight away off the top of your head. Discover package. Browse packages. That might be it. No. Install package control. Here we go. Package control was successfully installed. Use the command palette and type install package. There we go. Didn't I just do that? Loading repos. Nice one. Oh look, school kit. That's another thing I want to explore one day. Disassembling games. Type discover now. Sorry. Oh, I've gone to the wrong thing somehow. There we go. Alright, I'm on a web page now. Okay, thank you. Oh, I was somewhere. Did you see that? I've got to. Here we go. There was Code Lens. Let's just see if they've got that. This one I got recommended. Doesn't look like it. I'll go for this piece. There we go. Doesn't seem to. That doesn't look very good, but let's see the rest of the code. Oh my god, I deleted it. Do you know how to toggle that? Shift Control P. Package, install package. Okay. Okay. Don't tell me that ain't gonna work. I'll just press that. Tried it. Oh my goodness me. It's just my computer's cursed. Put everything into uppercase. Is there any way a file can become corrupted from this? Like, have I corrupted this file somehow so it can't, the shortcuts aren't working? It's deleting it. Control / does nothing. Control / does nothing. Control K, Control U does nothing. There we go. Ah, that didn't work. It needed block comment. Control Shift. Still don't work though. What the flip? I'm going to go into another screen so you can see exactly what I see. God, there's a fly buzzing around in here. Right. I can't really help you with the font size on the menu, but it doesn't work for you. Wow. Is it just on this file or any file? Or well, when I say that, did you try it on this file or something else? What's happened like overnight? It was fine 2 days ago. I hadn't had any problem. So yeah, comment, block, comment. Wow. So it's not the file. I mean, it was a long shot, but I've run out. I've tried every conceivable shortcut in 2 different apps. Yeah, because Control D doesn't work either. That was working before. Unreal. I'll try Visual Studio. Can't even see how to make a new. Can you even make an assembly file? I'm sure you can in this. But probably need a plug-in for this as well, do I? I knew that wasn't going in the project somehow. Oh, what have I done there? How'd you put that back? Okay. Sod this then. Oh, I thought it worked then. I like the colour scheme as well. I do like that. It does look nice. Damn this thing. It had no problem with doing that yesterday in my other apps. Don't know what changed, but go to top of block comment, hold Control Alt and press down cursor. So don't highlight anything, just go like that, yeah? Control Alt and down key. Oh yeah, I could do that, of course, yeah. Or can you even hold out Alt and just do the mouse like you can in Visual? Or maybe not. Oh my goodness me. Well, I'm glad you taught me that trick, because I always try and do it with the mouse and that doesn't seem to work anymore. That's cool. I do like how it works there. I mean, that'll suffice for now. Oh god, I can't even save the thing. Can't auto save. Alright, that's gonna have to do in it for now. So I'm closing VS Code. KB, yeah, the keyboard. I mean, I would have thought it does support them keyboard shortcuts. Somehow, it must do. It's like almost, you can't call it a code editor without doing that. If you ask me. I'm not trying to be rude to the author, but if he hasn't, he must have added that functionality. I wonder, could I just write in Notepad++ like on the other one? Oh, hang on, install package first, isn't it? Not really. Yeah, maybe. Oh my goodness. I'll have to just get on with something like this. Can I also, is there a terminal in this? Then maybe. Command line. That's really annoyed me about Visual Studio Code. Settings, syntax specific. There's a heck of a lot of settings there, but skimming through I couldn't see anything about commenting. Couldn't really see anything about commenting. Alright, well we've switched. See if I can compile it. I think it wants me just to use PowerShell separately or command prompt. Why? Syntax view Z80 school. It just says Z80 assembly. Sorry, I'll go back to that other screen so you can see what I see. Oh shit. Where the hell's the syntax there? Z80 assembly. And it was called, I think, just that as well. I'll show you in a sec. Integrated terminal plugin. Okay, terminus. Thank you. There should be a way of just having PowerShell in there, shouldn't there, like it does? No, okay. Terminus. There we go. Oh yeah, I'll show you that package name as well, Micro. Is there a way of just viewing packages? Existing ones? Browse package maybe? Oh, load the window up. It's not quite as refined as VS Code in my opinion, this. It's got more of a Linux vibe to it, this one. If you're into Linux, you probably know how to use this immediately. I'm one of them users I've installed Linux out of curiosity about 10 times in my life, but every time I give up quite quickly as soon as I run into the first major problem. Bit lazy like that. How the hell do I open the terminal now? Oh, look at that! It just the keyboard to do block comment just done that now. Oh my god! What the hell just happened there? Look. What the flipping hell is going on? There's 2 line 20s, and I can't delete it. I think my computer might be about to fail because I can't even. Oh, I can delete that. It's showing changes, isn't it? I'm going to buy a new computer, I think. I know it's nothing to do with my computer, but I've just had enough of this. I just want a new one, so at least it'll be fresh. Yeah, what the hell? I'm losing my mind with this. I don't know what to try. I've, on VS Code and this, I mean. My next stage after this would be, I think I'm going to try and get VS Studio working with assembly. I've always been happy with Studio, if I'm honest. It's a little bit bulky it is a bit bulky. But I've not really had this, I've never experienced this kind of thing where I can't comment things and stuff like that. The shortcut to turn on and off diffs. What's diffs? You're talking about block commenting, yeah? Control K, control. Tried it on both apps. I don't know what I've done here. Yeah. I mean, I've actually used control K, control slash. That was how I used to do it on Visual Studio a long time ago, and then it'd be control K, control U to undo that. There's a plugin Sublime called Z80asm, mainly tailored to. Okay, so let's try and remove my packages. Because this one's not working for us, is it? Z8 assembly version 1.2.3. But Emboric. It was good in the other one. I'll get rid of Terminus for a minute. Oh my god. I pressed Control Shift P because it did say at the bottom package terminus successfully removed, so I thought I could just remove the last one. Use Vim, not really. Hi Moz, just noticed you there. Plugin for Sublime. Let's check it out if I can. It's crashed. It's not Emboric, it's Mr. Cook this time. I couldn't read. It's the exact same thing. VS Code was whatever it was doing yesterday was resolved, but now I can't block comment. But I can't in this either. Git. What do you mean by that, Micro? Git caused it. I use Git this desktop as a separate application, so it shouldn't really affect it, because it's not even integrated in any way with my text editors. But I think that's the best I can get with the Z80 syntax. I do really like them colours. What a shame. I've tried absolutely every possible combination that it could possibly be. And also I struggled to open the terminal as well. So I guess I'm going back to Visual Studio Code, but I have to live without. Oh wait, I'm doing that thing first. Wrong. Alright, so I switched the teeth around. That was all I was trying to do at that stage. And Moz, seeing as you missed the thing, I'll show you what I quickly showed at the very start, very quickly. I made make_tap.asm, and that is so that I can use Z80asm+. I think you did catch that, didn't you? You mentioned it actually. So anyway, that works, but gives me this warning, which I don't understand. Maybe someone might shed some light. I tried to Google that and find out about it, but I couldn't get hardly any information on save tap or that error message. Yeah, true, Micro. I'm definitely going to be sticking with Visual Studio Code. If I don't, I'm going to try and get the fully fledged Visual Studio to do it, because I do like that app. I've never had any of these problems with fully fledged Studio, whatever it's called, Visual Studio. Ugh, I was really hoping it would work, just out of the blue, just as easy as it stopped working. I mean, it even says in here that it gives you block comment. Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? I mean, if it continues to not work, maybe this is a good time to explore the Zeus thing, but I might have to change a lot of the code to get it to run on Zeus, mightn't I? The reason I made the jump to SJS Plus was as the ZX Next support, and I've had a couple more people mention it over the last week or two, and one more like today or yesterday wrote to me and said, could I make it on the Next? So I just started looking at how to do that. Don't think Pasmo can do that. Keyboard shortcuts.json. Is that for Sublime? At this precise moment, I'm thinking of putting Sublime on the back burner, because it seems to me that VS Code is taking over that in terms of having better, like more available plugins. I might be wrong. I don't do much research before I make statements like that. VS Code. At least my Control F still works. I'd be proper lost without that, wouldn't I? Ah, look. Shift Alt A. Or Micro, you might have hit the nail on the head here. Shift Alt A. We did try that earlier, didn't we? I do remember trying that now. Stupid machine. Tried a million different ways of holding shift, letting go at certain times, doing control K, control slash. Tried absolutely everything. No, I give up. I give up. I'm going to just be careful and not have to comment things very much in bulk. At least I can look at these teeth, because I actually think my other teeth that I drew are going to be better. Let's look at it in ZX Spin. I will be looking at getting the debugger in, but I'll probably do it privately, so I'm not making you all sit here watch it while I click stupid screens that aren't even relevant. It got me. Well, I'm stuck with them teeth now because I'm not commenting them all again, so they'll always be there to change back to. And I had a good reason, like a good idea when I was at work about the aiming. How were they aimed? It was the ball, wasn't it? The reason is on this find nearest, I haven't actually got Bob in there. So Bob's position's probably like 0, 0 or whatever it was when we left the level. And that's why the ball thinks it's near to him. Haha, stay a while. Stay forever. I need that as I need a sound effect like that on my stream actually. By the way, is there a sound effects panel working now? Like, I tried adding it. I also added this Giphy thing, but it covers over my stream. I don't know why. That's supposed to be transparent, you know. So I've had to just what's the word? Hide it. But I'm going to add all these soon. So Giphy is quite funny. I think you can just pop up GIFs on my stream. Another visitor. Where do I call find nearest? Because I don't want to do it every frame, really. Oh, I don't call it. What? Oh, it even says naught references there. That's clever. I do like that. We didn't have that, so that's new. Where's ball held? Actually, a ball fire. Oops. Oh. I still can't figure out that impossible mission game. What the hell are you supposed to do? Like, I just run around looking at computers and in sofas and then dying. New thingy-majig. What's a thingamajig? Hopefully you're going to say text ASM IDE. Completely integrated with debugger emulators. In fact,
just do it!
Oh,
make your dreams come true!
They're so loud, aren't they? Oh my god. That's brilliant. Oh, it does pop up. Okay. I just need to grow that then. It was too small, wasn't it? It got cut off. That's hilarious. I love it. I'll add loads of sounds now. I know it works. I'll get the good ones. I think the only one that fits my stream right now is that just a few moments later. So now it's going to find the enemy. Find the nearest enemy. That's good. But what I actually want to do is bypass that for now. Leave it there. I tried to press the comment button. It delayed. It didn't even do the just straight up comment then. Instead of doing that, which is the real code, I'm just going to do that instead. I'll write debug next to it because it's just a little. It's just until we've got Bob in there as well. I want to see if it now actually aims at him. Zero errors. It certainly did work, Moz. Scared the hell out of it. I've got to turn it down slightly, definitely. Just do it! Oh, I want to get a ball and throw it out. Oh. Okay. It it doesn't move on the Y whatsoever, does it? The X seems to work okay. Hello, Coder Mick. Yeah, no problem, man. It was interesting to see your stream, actually. I didn't realise you had your face cam on and everything. I'm definitely, obviously, more into the coding videos, but I certainly want to catch your C++, especially when if you ever get to making a game or whatever. Yeah, I was using ZX Spin because eventually I'm going to get the what's it called, debugging. In fact, right now let's turn my attention to that because it was called, what was it called again? Dzog or something? Yeah. Apparently this would work if I had ZX Spin. They're using that ZUX or whatever it's called there. Maybe I do need ZUX. Yeah, it's been a very unproductive stream today. I've just ran into another load of editor problems where it now won't let me do a block comment. So I've just really not got anywhere today. You're next. I hope we haven't had to have too many. Maybe you've just got a doctor who likes to look up there, see what's going on. Mm. You'd probably get a load of views. That's the funny thing, Moz. Especially if you had like your logo as a rainbow. Fractal Mike's gonna miss that one. Crikey. Yeah. If you made your profile picture a rainbow with a unicorn in it, and then you stream that exclusively that content, you probably get loads. Post on Twitter about it. Installation prerequisites. If you are writing pure Z80 programs or simple ZX48K programs, this might already be sufficient as you can use the internal Z80 simulator. Wow, it's quite a common thing, isn't it? I actually hear a lot of people mention that. At the moment, I'm lucky enough to say that I just stay away from doctors. But that can all change it in a heartbeat, can't it? Do you want to code to open external website GitHub? Oh, that's horrible when your daughter gets it. It's even worse than you getting it, isn't it? I expect. Yeah. Well, at least she's beat it by what you're saying there. That sounds very good. Crikey. It's always good to see the positive side of everything, Moz. I'm just reading this link about this the internal Z80 simulator or something. There's probably some part of the world that would watch that on Twitch. The internal Z80 simulator. How do I use this? ZSim. I don't know how to use it, sadly. I'll put it back on the screen so you can see what I've been trying to read. But this says it's this DZOG debugger. And it took me to this remote bit here. Z80asm. It says you can use that for 48k. Option to use different remotes. DZOG. Have you been trying to set it up as well? Yeah. Because lots of people, they don't have a go at me, but you know, I get people coming in and commenting you should use a debugger, and it's infuriating to not be able to. It's just I've got no comment for it other than I don't know how. It's just quite embarrassing. I'd love to be able to at least have it set up, and then I can just go back to my original debugging methods. Z80asm. Okay. Well, luckily I've got the day off tomorrow, so I can put a lot of time in off air and try and get some installations done of stuff. I think it makes for a terrible video if I do that, but is it? That's weird. Yeah, no, everyone is, Mick. Don't worry. Almost everyone. Everyone who knows anything about coding already, you know, and is coded. But it infuriates me myself because I have no answer for it. And I have thought about it, but obviously I get asked the same question over and over, like, why don't you use a debugger? But this is why. Because I don't know how. I'd love to know how, you know, because there's just some simple things, aren't you? Like you say, breakpoints. I want to know what a certain value is at a certain time. For example, I could see what. I mean, maybe it's better just to logically look through the code at this moment because I want to try and get something done. But I just really want to know why that ball is not moving on the y-axis. It seems to lock to the enemy on the X, which is fine for now. It can just lock to him because I want it to lock to him. And when it reaches him, we'll have to have an animation for him bouncing the ball. So we're coming close to the memory. I think we've got about 10,000 bytes left, or just short of that, like 8,000. And then we can, of course, look at that contended memory that you mentioned, Moz. But I want to try and avoid that if I can. Okay, I'll boot it into what's it called, spin. See if I can use the debugger for this. But I saw on the screenshot of that DZOG, it was all built into the VS Code somehow. But oh god, I've got it on the wrong screen for you anyway. And of course you can't see what I'm clicking now. That's just perfect. I get the same thing. It is a bit better than Fuse's debugger for sure, because I can do the steps and then I can run to selected step, which is good. Can I search the memory with a key press? I can. No, I can't. I thought I could. Cheers, Mike. VS Code, task and launch files. Your registers will tell you everything. SpectNet. Let's take a look at that, because I don't care about the translation of Pasmo, because I'm sure we can change the instructions quite quickly. SpectNet IDE for Visual Studio. This does sound intriguing. I remember you mentioning it now, but at the time you mentioned it, VS Code was working beautifully, so there was literally no need to. I understood almost every button in VS Code. I knew where everything was, and almost every hotkey that I needed. Dsog with MSX. Okay, I've had a few people pop in here to say it, but they were experienced guys, and maybe they were experienced as MSX. I think they might have been, because I think they might have been Aussies. Can't remember. It's a bit of a mix-up, but I was actually hoping they'd come in today, because they told me to use Z80asm. Yeah, I'm feeling about VS Code right now. It's just such a shame. It's just the block comment. That's the only thing that's not working on this. I'm gonna uninstall it tomorrow and reinstall it from scratch. Let me read them comments. Yeah, I'd love to do an MSX game. It looks like a great system, but that's a long way in the future, isn't it? Got to do the ones I know and love first. I'll tell you what, before I do anything else, before I even get SpecNet, which I'm on their website right now, but I'll close VS Code, and uninstall it. And if this doesn't work, then tomorrow I'll uninstall it again, and I'll make sure there's no traces of it, and then I'll install it. SpecNet does look very intriguing though, but I was churning through with Pasmo and VS Code. I was really not running into any problems from the tools until now. I suppose I could download a version of VS Code from a week ago. Dsog with SJS plus. Let's make it LST. I found one way of doing it with. Oh, hang on, not with Dsog, of course, yeah. But I found a way. I don't know if that'll help you, Mocha-Man, but I'll show you that in a minute how I did it. It did cause me a lot of confusion to start off with. I'm going to download a fresh file for this thingy though. Alright, that'll just take a minute or so. Yeah, I was wondering what beat was, but I hadn't got to that message yet. But I did see it and I didn't know what it was. eBay, that makes more sense. MSX, yeah. Why not add it to your system collection mods if you've already got the Spectrum and everything else you have? Because it looks like a cool system and it's like very similar to the Spectrum, isn't it? Just like it can do more colours, I think. After hearing Amstrad CPC music as well, I'd say get yourself one of them if you can afford to. They're a good piece of like retro sort of hardware. What's the word, like a collectible one? I reckon. You know, in the future, people will realise they were good and want it. Although Amigas, they seem to be worth a lot of money right now. I think Commodore Amiga. I think I'll hang back. They might even go down in price. Because the cheapest I can see a Commodore for is like Amiga is like 120 quid or something for a beat up old one with no box or no software. Alright, so I'm installing VS Code afresh. Just get doubt. I reckon doubt might be a typo. Toolchain I've started using to develop for next. Okay, well that page is going to say it all for me tomorrow. Launch.json. Alright, he's got the debugger. Okay, that's going to show me everything I need, isn't it? Thanks for the link up, Moz, as usual. You lot are a fountain of knowledge. I don't know where I'd be without you lot, to be honest. I'd still be there, doing the most basic stuff. I didn't even know half of that existed. I tried to do my research, but there's only so much you can read, really. It's not looking good because it's loaded me straight back into the project I was in. And what a surprise. Unreal. Unreal. It kind of just puts you off when you know there's that problem. Stops you working. Alright, so speed is not 0. Why else would it not move down? Ah, of course. That shouldn't be jump, it should be cool. So I think this will work with the ball at least now. It'll fly straight off, I won't have any control. Oh, it's the opposite. Okay. I don't know why, because this says if ball white is smaller than... Aha, yeah. below it is actually a bigger number, isn't it? Of course. Ah, the save thing's gone all funny again like it did. It's very strange. I'll move my screens about so I can see your chat again because I've covered it up. Okay, they'll come back with you. Model C BBC. Do you own games for it, Moz? I love that about Mrs. Moz. She gave you the look like, so it must have already been pretty expensive. A radar caught it, so it's got to be over 50 quid. Yeah, you said it right the other day with the fun police statement. That couldn't explain the women I know any better. It's perfect. Perfect description. Get that ball and kill him. Oh yes. Haha. Right, it's a bit unfair. The only way I can get around that is have him only be allowed. It only will lock on if he's only within a certain distance, and it won't look that goofy. If he's too far away on the Y or the X, we just won't let him throw it. Yeah, it's guided. It's not allowed to miss, you see. I don't know how they do it in the Spectrum. How do they make it like hit him every time? I think they put the ball's speed up, that's why you don't really notice the ball doing that. I think it's quite fast. And that way you won't see it like quite so much doing the bending. Let's try that. Oh, that's really annoying me. I can't press Control Shift S anymore. I think that's what I'll do. I'll roll back a few versions. See if that works. That's a bit better already. Because as soon as he grabs it, as soon as it hits the enemy, sorry, the ball will disappear, and the enemy will have like a bouncing ball animation. And it can never miss. It's not like a skill shot. That's pretty much like it is in the game now, except for it doesn't curve like you can miss sometimes. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna make it so that if the enemy is a certain distance away, there's no lock. It'll just fly off the ball and you miss. Let's have a look. Sorry, nice homing ball here. Love the pun, man. You're not above puns. I love puns. They're brilliant, mate. They're the spice of life. That'll do for now. It looks crap, but I'm happy with it. I need a good looking basketball sprite to improve that. And then each of the characters needs a sprite, to be honest, a 2-frame sprite of him bouncing the ball. Oh yeah, did you enjoy your footy golf? You was accurate, yeah. Imagine if they make a professional league football golf. You might be able to get in it. Yeah, you gotta love puns, man. In my opinion, it proves you're a great person if you can do a cheesy pun. You won. How many did you beat? That's amazing. I hope it's not like real golf where the winner has to buy all the drinks. What sits at the bottom of the ocean and shakes? Tell us. Nervous wreck. You just can't knock bad jokes or good ones. You know, they're all good. There's no bad jokes. You beat two children by one stroke. I thought that was another joke then for a second. So you were that guy who's beating the kids, then the parents are probably like, just ignore that man. He's a maniac. Is it, where do they hold football golf? Is it like is it a special, has it got its own property to go and do it, or do they just rent like a school field or something? The reason I ask is it's a genuine idea like that. I don't think they've got that round here. I could try and set it up. Sounds like people might like that. Good exercise, easy, easy game. Cool, I'm really unfocused here. What am I going to add? What's missing from level 1? Let me load up again and have a look. Oh, the kids in their bench in the seats. That's the only thing missing. Do you notice at the top, look, the sign is broke just occasionally. This time it's not, look. Oh, and then it breaks. So some code I've written, I think it's Bob's waiting code or teeth, and that's what's causing all these glitches. We were getting some glitches sometimes in this level. It's something to do with when he throws his teeth. So, do you know, I'm at this stage where this is quite dodgy. You know, I may have to delete a lot of code because I've written a lot without doing extensive tests on it. This level seems to work okay. Hello, Ivy Bang. From Brazil, wow. Hello, nice to meet you, my friend. Are you a retro gamer? Coder as well, maybe? We've got people from lots of countries here, actually. It's brilliant. Hi, Roy. Thanks for coming back in. I can't remember if it was you trying to tell me to do Z80asm Plus, but I've started using that. But I've run into more IDE problems where I can now no longer comment the code, sadly. But something to do with when Bob is throwing his teeth is breaking the game just a little bit as well. think for now I'm just going to try and slow the game down slightly and just see if that helps. It probably won't. Oops. Oh dear. That's what happens if you press the mouse button, both mouse buttons at the same time by mistake when you're in the console. Let's have a look. Yes, it's broke that blackboard up there as soon as he turned. Bit of a worry. It's interesting though because I copied this code and used it for the Mikie, and he doesn't break anything when he turns. The difference between the two is this guy has waiting, and then he has all this chance to throw teeth. So he is more complicated, and I think that's where the problem originates. Just try getting rid of some of these border colour things, they're not needed. Can't imagine that would make much difference. Oh, yes it has. Oh no, look at that though. It seemed to be when he started waiting. Where's the level 1 update? Blackboard draw sprite is here. This is just for my little knowledge here. I want to see if I put this up here. So I draw the sprite for the blackboard a lot earlier. Is it still the blackboard that he corrupts? Because it's nothing to do with the drawing of the blackboard. It's something to do with Bob. I changed it in Bob and then it started happening. Straight away it happened as soon as he turned. Weird. Thanks, Fractal Mike. Yeah, it has been last couple of nights have been a bit tricky. They will do. I'm gonna sort it out tomorrow. Thanks for saying that, Mike. It makes a lot when I'm worrying, like, because this is really hardcore. I am thinking about maybe scrapping the entire Bob movement class, but a lot of it is fine. But it's going to be tricky to figure out what's causing this issue here. It's weight chance. Aha. No. That just uses A and HL. So at that point, as long as it doesn't mess around with IX, it's fine. But maybe I could just get rid of this a sec. I can't group comment, can I? Just remember. I wanted that one. Where's the den? If you don't mind me asking. Coming out the weight code. That's pretty much what I'm going to do, yeah. That is pretty much what I'm going to do. Because I don't even need this jump label now. So turning is a possible cause of it as well. That's something that I've added. Well, then again, that is in Mutski, I think. Still is the same. But the only thing this was doing here, all this code, other than the weight chance crap, but the bit above, was to stop. If it's the bottom 3 nodes, it doesn't give him a chance to go down. So now he might be able to walk off the bottom of the screen, but I just want to see if this fixes that draw issue. In a different direction. But you notice there's no glitching. Oh, yes, there is. There's a glitch. Let's try a different seed a sec to see if it glitches more. He's gone that way again. That same glitch occurred. Oh, and then it game over. Or just crashed. Part of the crashing might be this entry point. Just try and nudge it up a bit. I think that was one of the things we changed when it started getting all buggy. Oh, look at that. You love a teeth. Cheers, man. We have got ones Moz made that are exactly a replica of the ones in the existing Spikie game. But I figured out that I'd done the wrong frame size. That's why they looked really terrible before. And then I tried mine that I drew that looked terrible, but I think they do look kind of a little bit better still. I wonder why it crashes then. Does it just run out of space when I don't give it? Is it going to glitch? Yes, it. It's got something to do with this, hasn't it? What I've done. Look, it's done that blackboard thing again. Rolling Stones teeth. So my game window starts there, and that's its size. what I should have done when I made the window, and I thought about it, but because we ran into so many problems with it, I ended up getting rid of that idea. Was I wanted to have a buffer around the screen so that things could draw just partially in the screen. And what I found was it could still be drawn partially in the screen as long as you left enough memory where it didn't matter. If that makes sense. It's very strange. I'm still trying to get my head around it fully. But if I should be able to just start it there, shouldn't I? That's where my game window ends. That's the very start of the available memory, isn't it? But it won't work, I'm sure. But we can try it. Wish I knew what that warning was about as well. Yeah, it done the glitch and then crashed. What have I done here with this project? It could be like almost fate for it. Just wonder. I think I added Mikie most recently, actually. I wonder if I don't include that. And of course, it's going to tell me everything's not. Wait, how did that compile? Oh, because I didn't save it. That was the only good thing about Pasmo, wasn't it? It just was much better with the. Oh, it's got a line number there. Okay. It would have been quicker for me just to go through and find them. Ah, oh, of course. Just try it one more time. No. Unreal. Let's just comment this all for now. The main reason I'm doing this is so that I can take Mikie out completely, because it was all this data I put in when we started getting all these problems, and then I had to move the memory. When I say I moved the memory, I had to change this value, which originally was, I think, all the way up here, and it was fine. And then everything worked fine. So I want to see if I can replicate that scenario. Can't even multiply save anything. I don't know what happened to these tools. It's terrible. Finally, right. Let's just try and compile out, see what happens. 6 errors now. Ball. I mean, I commented that out, but the call to it. None of it matters right now. I bet, look, 0 references. Why does it care about that? Errors 4. Jeez. This is frustrating. Okay, it compiled. It still crashed. The wait code, I kind of commented it out, like the calls to it. I'll try and strip it right back. I thought it might have had something to do with all that data, but I don't think that's even in there anymore. So, Bob, there he is. Not being able to comment is just killing me right now. Well, it's all on GitHub. I can retrieve it. I'm just going to start hacking away and deleting stuff. So now I'll be able to walk down off the bottom of the screen, but I'm not bothered about that right now. I know how to sort that out. I think, other than that turning thing now, I think it's exactly how we had it when it was definitely working. Okay. That's a good idea to try, Micro Man. Although nah, it's alright because I've got, like I say, in GitHub, I can just delete this entire folder off my computer and just get the most recent push to GitHub. That'll be alright. If I want to go back, I might even go back like 2 or 3 steps on GitHub, because at one point I'm pretty sure we had it working completely fine just before I added the other character. Right, here it has no waiting now. Let's see if it compiles. Yes, it does. Seems better. Let me try and reboot it, and I'll just run up the side like I did when it was crashing every time. Maybe I've if this is why it's crashing, maybe when I walk over to here. But no, it's fine now, isn't it? So things I have to learn immediately, because this looks good. This looks good, so that's good. We found the problem. That's the main thing. I can easily add the weightings. Try a different version of the weighting code in a minute. I'm not so sure why that would have done it. Why I didn't really delete much. It didn't look that complicated. It was just part of another state in moonwalking. The thing I really want to understand now, and I'm going to have to do some reading on overnight, is how this is working here, this entry point. What is that in decimal? So that's 39168. So we should have, and then how much do you actually have in a spectrum? Can't use anything above your video. Well, the reason I'd left the space was for the UI. I wanted to buffer that as well, but maybe I can find a way of not buffering that and just putting text in there or something. But the buffer doesn't draw to that part of the screen, you know what I mean, that we've got. It says it's bloody confusing. $8,000, yeah, that's where I've started, because if you look, I plonk my video data there. That's where I start that, and it's that amount. So like I say, I've got to figure out, what does this mean? Why can't I start? I should be able to start it there. But it'll crash now, I think, when the teeth go off the screen, perhaps, even though I don't let them now. Oh, because he's not waiting, he might not even throw his teeth anymore. So it's something in the waiting or the spawning of the teeth that was causing the glitch. compiler option. At least that's working perfectly now, so we're not that far off working code. Can always come back to this point, and that was working right from there where I expected to be able to do it from. Oh, you mean a compiler option to tell me the size of the program, yeah? That would be useful. I might have been able to put it into here or something, because that's for like the compiler. Just wonder, can I get to level 2 with this current version of the game? Oh, he's not in it. Oh, of course I deleted him, didn't I? Alright. I mean, because of this, a big part of me was thinking maybe I should start a brand new project. I did want to finish this in one flow, you know, without stopping, but I could start another one like Spikie Goes Skiing or something, and that might be much easier. I'd copy all the buffer code in that I've got, use the exact same screen size, but start afresh in term other than that. No one to fling the balls at now. It's a big backward step today, isn't it? I'm really not happy with the tools. This is what's slowing me down the most. It's stopping me writing new code just because I keep thinking about that. I need to find a way of cleanly uninstalling this program fully. Somewhere it did tell me the size of the program, I'm sure it did. Let's try this. Funny how you get no errors with that. But you don't get any output file. That's why I had to make that make tap thing. I've probably done that wrong as well. You know. Managed to glean that off some website. Yeah, I think you're right though. I should just sort VS Code out, and then I'll be happy coding this game again. I mean, I was worried then with the memory thing. Didn't quite understand what was going on. Yeah, I'm in two minds about it. I am. I mean, there's nothing stopping me coming back to this game afterwards, you know. And if I do another project, it's going to be something that hopefully wouldn't take long. But we've worked so hard on this, and I think we're quite near. I mean, I could downscale it. Like I could say, right, we don't need hallway levels, so we just go for the 5 different rooms, you know. So it wouldn't be that bad, but we're very close. But I do think, yeah, a part of me thinks maybe I've scaled this wrong, and it's not actually doable in the size. And because I don't know, that's like a big unknown for me. I just honestly don't know, because this starts worrying me. It's 64K, isn't it, the memory in size? Wait there. So FF take away 9900 hex. So that only gives me 26367 in decimal. But how can I measure my program? Yeah, level 1 maybe. Or just these 2 levels then. That would be alright. But imagine, I am in 2 minds still, because imagine like Horace Goes Skiing. I'll use the Spikie Sprite. So it's Spikie Goes Skiing. Tap file size. Will that tell me, yeah? It's big. It's 27.6 kilobytes. Do you reckon there's padding in there? If it doesn't fill that out? Shouldn't be, should there? But that might include some other stuff. I don't know what. I don't know. Crazy. I mean, that's the main thing that worries me about this particular project is the size of the the size of the levels and characters. Because now I think about it, I really want a bouncing ball sprite, at least 2 frames for each character enemy. I shouldn't be because they're commented out, and in fact that doesn't include this. I've not included these files now, but they're needed, aren't they? Then they're not unnecessary sprites. I think to make the complete version of this game, it would take almost a complete rework because for the level, for example, wherever the level data is, like the actual sprite, whether I don't know. BG. So BG is our level like background. We could cut it in half. It's only getting drawn once this per level. It is a memory hog. When I first started writing the program, I wasn't caring about my memory usage. I was more caring about the processor usage. But now I think about it, this only has to be drawn once, and we've now established a way with the state engine to just wait until it's loaded to show it. So we could have just optimized this by I suppose there's nothing really stopping me doing it now. You know, if I delete top right, and then I just use this again backwards somehow. It probably wouldn't be that hard to reverse. The processor would have to do some work, wouldn't it? How do you compress it then, Moz? I was wondering that the other day. Yeah, there's lots of zeros in there as well. True. But that's really, I'd have to write a custom made code to just not draw them. That was only just because it happened to. RLE will do it, yeah? What's RLE then? Should I look that up? Real term RLE. Run length encoding. Okay. Oh god. It's not quite looking simple to me just yet. I see. Jeez. That's spinning my head though. Holy moly. It's a bit of a leap for me, that. I wasn't even thinking about that. Jeez. I don't know how to. I wish I could figure out how to just tell me how big my program is. I like the idea of making a tiled game because I came up with a concept for that in my head while I was doing all the drawing code on this project, but it didn't really fit in with this project. You couldn't really use the tiles that well, so in the end, I didn't use it. High 4 bits, low 4 bits. What on the background? I mean, what would you do about that though? How can you express that in 4 bits? I wish it could. I need to know the sizes better. It would have helped me if I'd have known what the sizes were along the way. Oh well. So that's probably what the problem was, Jen. Do you reckon it was getting too high, too much of a memory? I looked at the SJM options and I couldn't see one just to tell me the size. moving it down and the buffer up. Wait, what? So you go down with, if I went down with that, would that not overwrite the buffer? Good night, Microman. You'll get slower. I mean, I'll try that. Oh, I see what you mean. Into that contended thing. Oh, look at that. There's no warning now. Oh, that's the wrong one. I think we'll get glitches now, if not crashes. Yeah. Move the buffer way up. Okay. Oh, I see. I see. So move this down to 8,000. And then the game buffer. Game window. Well, just go straight from the top down, yeah? Like that. Try that. I'll be amazed if that thing works, what I just wrote. Seems to have. Weird. Let me try moving it. I think it went into the wrong place. I'll use my calculator. By the way, you've been watching that I've had all these problems with VS Code and other code editors. Interestingly, I did change my keyboard from a cheap Chinese one with USB. I've now got £20 Logitech wireless one with a wireless mouse. So maybe that actually coincided when I think about it with all these errors. Oh, it still crashes. Darn. I'm just going to read your comment. Alright. No worries, no worries. Does RLE like do that for you then, and you just choose an option? Or sounds interesting. Though. Middle out compression. Okay. Wow, that's some quite advanced stuff. But I surely will take a look. I see. In that case, I guess my next question in my head, my next logical step is how do I output a PNG or a ZX paintbrush file in an encoded format, would I have to manually edit every byte? Okay. I looked at 2 forums just after you mentioned it, and both pages was full of stuff I didn't understand, so I closed it for now. But... oh, C# script. I'm not what's the word? I haven't used C# in quite a while. I can't remember how to do bitwise operations or anything in that. Just I'm sure it would come back to me if I read it. Yeah, maybe I can try and find one already done. That sounds like a good idea. But I think even quicker than that, I'll probably just do a smaller game for now. Because really, for me, it's more fun running into problems with the logic. You know, like for example, when the ball wasn't flying in the right direction, stuff like that. If I get bogged down with the memory and the compression, it's just a bit of a, you know, it's just it's another challenge, but it's not necessarily one I want to deal with if I don't have to. You know? Because it's probably just because I don't understand. Oh, that'll be why. Yeah, that's it. And I'm already doing that by doing the assembly in the first place, if you know what I mean. It's more of a hobby. Like, there's no real reason to learn it, if you know what I mean. It's just for fun. And same with the compression almost. It would be amazing to learn that because you probably understand like how other compression works. But right now it's just nowadays you don't actually need to worry about compression so much. It's just dealt with for you. Oh, it still fails. Oh, of course, we're only working with the upper bit, so it has to be. Oh god. Took ages to load that time. Fractal. It's funny. Oh, it works. So we've managed to move the buffer. And it appears to not crash or anything. Obviously he's not thrown his teeth, and I haven't got the other character in there again. I've deleted him. Which is a shame. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, at least it's back working. I've got all this on GitHub. I do think I'm looking forward now, to be honest, when I think about it, to starting a fresh project using that buffer completely just copied, and a few other things are copied. But I started streamlining some of the stuff. I'm trying to remember what it was. For example, the attribute where I'm doing the painting, some of them are more streamlined than others, the code. And there's some other ones like the draw sprite that I like it as well. So it'd be nice to just have only the streamlined ones in there. It's a damn shame though. But you see, the Horace Goes Skiing clone would take such little time to finish, wouldn't it? I'm quite confident I could finish that, and surely I wouldn't run out of memory with that. There's more than one car, but other than that, there's not very many sprites. There's a tree, flag, and a building. Oh, what a shame. I'm still in two minds. I mean, I was absolutely chuffed with this project until I got all these code editing problems. Maybe that's just why I feel like I'm walking through treacle at the moment. Simple scroller, could give that a try. I did do that on my own time when I was making the buffer. Yeah, I think that would be a really nice thing to try, a tiled background with scrolling, so that you could actually like label the tiles in your art program, you know, tile 1, tile 2, and then draw them in whatever order you wanted. That would be a real useful. I think that's a good idea. Ooh, that's bloody interesting actually. A modern game, like, but one that's very simple, for example. Flappy Birds. Thing is, even Flappy Birds is probably hard on a Specky because, like, you need a bit of floating point accuracy, don't you, to make the velocity up and down. I'm gonna have a bloody good go at fixing these tools. Put Mutsky back in. I am gonna run out of space on this, and there's no way around it unless I use your RLE compression methods. And that's another thing I was just looking up a minute ago. I was trying to find the option to show me the size on SJ. Can't make head nor tail of the documentation on any compilers. I think I've realised I am still very much a beginner, but my existing programming knowledge is helping me knowing roughly how to set up some of the like logic scenarios. Contemporary compression. Okay, I will, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'll start another one and keep Mikie on the back burner to such a time where I can try to start out some compression routines on it. I mean, when I was driving around in my car, I was thinking in my head, there's that big empty space in the middle of the level. Maybe I could not have it. But I think actually that's only the attributes. You know, I thought about the attributes. I think they're down the bottom, are they? Yeah, like most of this is the floor, and I thought to myself, well, I could just have, if I know they're in order, I could say like just how many in order there are instead of saying each one. But I don't know. Yeah, so that's how I would compress it. This is how my brain thinks. I think you get a number, you look how many in a row it is, and then you say that number. Do you see what I mean? And then you do the same for that. So you'd get a number followed by another number, which is the amount of time. And that's all I can think of for compression. Is that a version of RLE, is it? That's interesting. In that case, maybe I can have a go at implementing that version so that I understand it. Because I do like to implement my own stuff so that I can understand it rather than pulling it straight off. But if I implemented everything myself, I wouldn't get anything done. Because I'd have to implement my own compiler and my own IDE and everything. Yeah, that does sound cool though, because that's how my brain suddenly thought of it, looking at all these numbers. Like you could knock a few out there, couldn't you? You know, there's like maybe 20 in a row there of the same one over and over again, or at least 10. Okay, I'm glad that's a version of it. Then. Tomorrow I'm going to come in with a fresh project, and it's going to be tiled background, scrolling, and it's maybe a spaceship. Spaceship game. Is Horace Goes Skiing a bit too easy? Because I can picture that in my head and it feels like it would be very easy. That sounds rad. Nice one. Yeah, let's do that. The main focus will be trying to do a tiled background that is actually bigger than the screen. A lot bigger. Being able to draw that yourself in an art program and then scroll through it. That's going to be what I'm aiming at. Something completely different to Mikie because it obviously doesn't scroll at all in that game. But I still want to avoid jumping at the moment until I'll start a fresh project for jumping as well, just for its on its own. Spaceships are definitely easier to draw, and there's little animation in it. Just maybe a dipped wing. Horace is cool. I got halfway through doing a Horace clone. It was the very first one I've done, and I made the first level. I didn't do any collision on the car, but I did do collision on the hut at the bottom, and it worked. And it changed. I had animated sprites and all that. That's when I thought, I should be filming this. It's quite fun. I was making rapid progress. I thought, hang on, but I definitely wouldn't use that code now. I'd rewrite it because I've learned much more since then. Yep, scrolling backgrounds tomorrow. I'll leave it for now because I'm going to get some sleep. But tomorrow there's most certainly is going to be like a 3 hour one in the day if you're about. If not, feel free to watch it on YouTube or whatever, And then in the evening, another long one at the same sort of time as this, but a little bit earlier than my usual slot. Frogger without the logs. Or the frog. It is a bit. But with Frogger, you only move one step at a time, don't you? I must admit, I prefer the Frogger gameplay. It's a much better game than Horace. I don't know. I think it's a lot newer, maybe. Could I make a Frogger clone? Ooh. I've done it in C++ and C Sharp. Nice one, Moz. Hopefully you'll be here tomorrow then, because I'm going to come on as early as I possibly can, which most likely translates to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, to be honest. But once I do get on, it'll be a fresh project completely. Because I've seen enough of this one. I've messed it up in ways that I can't really easily get out of. The road scene. It's all about the skiing, isn't it? That game. Or are you thinking of a different Horace game? I used to love the road scene, but I used to like in my memory, the controls are good, but in reality, the controls are horrible in that game. It's clever though. It's quite clever the way you've just got to run. Have you ever played that chicken game on the Atari where the chicken crosses the road? It's a bit like that. I will revisit this later, of course, of course. I'm not going to completely abandon it. Because it is just a case of deleting a few things and rewriting them, really. But you know, when you spend many afternoons or many evenings writing something, and then you realise you just got to delete it all. Or more than half of it, I think I've probably got to delete. But lots of it's sound, lots of the logic is sound there. So I do want to keep it as an example of how to do certain things. It'd be really great to get a couple of finished games, though, even if they are like a spaceship one and a Horus. This would have been mind blowing though if I could have got, because it's a very original game. Mikie is really quite original. There was lots of stuff I didn't think of until I started trying to make it. It is, it's exploratory code for sure. Too right, Moz. There were times when I was writing this game, well, I was really, really enjoying it. You know, I was getting lots of enjoyment, and stuff I was trying was working. And there's no better feeling than that when you just make something up, try it, and it works. You know, it's just like, wow, what a great language. And I do, you know, the problems don't like make me want to quit straight away. But I fear that I am going to run out of memory no matter what, unless I do the compression, like you say, which is a little bit out of my reach right now. Yeah, nice. And like you say, we're going to be able to pull in loads of this stuff for the tiled background. Maybe do you know what? I've had a new direction on it. I'm going to do the tiled background, but I'm not going to do space. I'm going to do level one of a game similar to um, Final Fantasy, sort of, where it won't. It's not going to be like that battle, but I'm talking about the world. So the tile background makes sense for me. Then I'll be able to have like a wall tile, a lake tile, stuff like that. Exactly, Moz. I've got plenty of them in my other hard drives, wherever they are now. And on my Git, I've got a couple of GitHubs, ghost GitHubs floating around. Still do it on occasion. It is fun though, isn't it? You know, and it is hard to fully complete it, the game. It says it in that Jonathan Caldwell book that you should always make the game fit in with your system and your code rather than have a game design document. That's what his actual advice is in the front of the book, which is obviously the opposite of most advice. It normally says to create the game on paper first, and plan every aspect of it. I'd love to get started now, but it's just a bit too late. I've got to uninstall this program as well, completely. Exactly, Moz. I absolutely love the logical side of it all, and I was loving writing this buffering code. I think it makes more sense to keep it at the start. Or is that bit part of the contended memory? The 8,000. Yeah, there's going to be much more trial and error. Even on the next project, it will soon become a mess. I'm sure it will. But tomorrow is going to be the scrolling background, and then depending how that goes, um, after that, if it doesn't go well, then I'll just step back one step further and do like a horror style flip screen thing. 8,000 was kind of fun, wasn't it? The buffer was a biggie, and thank you for finding that error in the buffer, because that means I'm pretty goddamn happy with how the buffer works now. Like when there was them glitches occurring, I didn't know for sure it was like one of them numbers wrong, so I was worried that it was something to do with timing or something. But now I'm pretty goddamn happy with that. We could just change the size of it very easily. Yeah. I wonder, could you even have like a floating UI window by doing this and only show it sometimes? Yeah, I'll do both mods. I think the buffer is perfect, yes. And yeah, I'll do both. The very first thing is going to be that tiled background because I already have it in mind how to do it. So I want to see if that works. There'll just be a brick tile, a lake, edge of a lake, the corner, all them sort of things. So you'll be able to have a sprite sheet of just tiles. That's going to be the key. It's going to take ages, isn't it? I say I'll do that tomorrow, and it'll probably take several days to do that. No, I mean, yeah, I can only apologise about this one not going any further the last couple of days. It's been made really tricky with this tools thing not working. The comment was the final straw for me when I can't comment out code. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, I guess. I'll say goodbye now, I think. Yeah, a bit gutted, but hopefully I can sort this VS code out. It is really killing me now. So. Get rid of all sorts of just limiting those. Yeah, because I figured out as well, we could use states. So, like, where I've got a state for everything, I could have like a ready, or just true or false. Thank you guys. It means a lot to me, honestly. Because it was going so well at one point, but it was doomed to fail, wasn't it? Yeah, we could have just a state, couldn't we, to say if it's ready or not to draw the buffer. That's what I need to do. So when it's going through, I've got too many update loops here. I'm going to make it slightly cleaner next time. I may even do the foundation work on my own so I can really think about how I want to lay out the next game. It'll be very similar to how I've done it to this, but maybe slightly less complicated. Not that much less complicated, but yeah, I can't wait. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'm going to get going. Thank you for the kind comments. It really does keep me going. Otherwise, would have probably quit by now. Yeah, it's sad to say goodbye to Spikie for now, you know. But we may well do that tomorrow. I can't wait to see you again, guys. Yeah, I'll really enjoy it. Do some more, get some more production going. I'll see you again soon. Have a good night. Oh, thanks, Mike. Okay, Moz, I'll bear that in mind.